Thank you for coming. I want to tell you that these are one of the more positive things that we get to do here, and it's important that we come together and recognize really good work. People come into policing, both civilian and classified, to help people. And what the police department's about, obviously, and talking to the families and to the audience out there who's going to watch this on TV, that we are a service organization. We don't produce cars or build houses, but our product is service to the people and trying to keep them safe and trying to take care of their needs and make the city of Pasadena as good a place to live as possible. We've got some themes that we live by here in the department. We talk about service, we talk about teamwork, we talk about excellence, we talk about pride. The process that we go through, this is an opportunity for us as a police department to say thank you to our employees who go above and beyond, who go that extra mile. In the service, we have a process that requires a nomination to go before an awards committee. And the awards committee takes their job very seriously. Now, the things that go before the awards committee are all commendable, and even if they are not singled out for an award here, they still have a letter of commendation that goes to file, so that we still recognize them, but not in as public a fashion. So the people that you see here, the committee has said, okay, they meet the threshold, they meet that additional standard that says that these people did something above and beyond. They went that extra mile. That's what policing across the nation is about, and people who work in the police department, whether they're jailers, whether they're dispatchers, or whether they work in the records division or in other support capacities, it's all about being there to make sure at the end of the day that the people's needs in our community are taken care of. George Patton was quoted as saying, always do more than is required. We have a habit here in the Pasadena Police Department of doing just that. And the thing that really makes it special is we don't have to ask our employees to do that. They do it on their own. And the examples you're going to hear today are examples of just that. The one thing, too, I guess I want to mention is that one thing that you don't typically hear in the Pasadena Police Department that you may hear in some other occupations, well, that's not my job. That's somebody else's job. Now, one thing when we talk about teamwork in the Pasadena Police Department, when there is a need, people come together and they get it done to provide that service. And the other thing, when we talk about pride, they take pride in making sure that the service that they're delivering is special. It's something that goes, that when other people look at it, they say those in the Pasadena Police Department do it right. And that sense of pride comes from that job that's well done. I'm glad that we have as many people who are as committed to excellence as we have, because this department, I will tell you, I'm very proud to be a member of. I feel very fortunate to be, to be chief of this organization because of the good men and women and the work ethic that they have. The family members who are here, I want you to understand too that this recognition is really significant. That you should be very proud of your husbands, of your wives, of your parents, for the children who are here. These men and women do something very special day in and day out, and in this case, they did something extremely special. So I'm proud of you, and this is my opportunity to tell each of them thank you on behalf of the department, on behalf of the community for your service and for the excellent work that you do day in and day out, and in particular for what we're going to recognize you for today. So thank you for that. So with that said, let me just tell you how we're going to do this today. I'm going to call the award recipient up, and I'm going to read a bio, and when I read the bio, then I'm going to pass it over to the assistant chief, who will read the narrative, and then we'll make the award presentation. And then we're going to take some quick pictures, and then we're going to let you go back and sit down. Because what's so funny in these award ceremonies, the folks that are sitting in these chairs over here, they feel very uncomfortable. They don't really feel comfortable being called out or being held out as an example for others. And I'm sorry that they feel uncomfortable, but it is their humility that makes them that much more special. They do this without expecting recognition, yet it's really gratifying when at the end of the day, the other people that they work with can come and say, you know what, they pat them on the back and said, you really did do a good job, you deserve that award. Yet they just as soon, I think, be sitting in the audience and let somebody else get this recognition. Am I right? Yes. Yeah, okay, all right. All right, so let me start with Donna Greer. Donna, can you join me, please? Donna was born on March 2nd in St. Martinville, Louisiana, to Clifton and Emma Batiste. She graduated from the St. Martinville Senior High in 1981 and received a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Management from the University of Louisiana. Upon graduation, Donna moved to Houston, Texas, and worked at Johnson Space Center for 8 years as a procurement specialist. While employed at Johnson Space Center, Donna was voted Employee of the Month 4 times and received several customer satisfaction certificates. After 8 years, Donna wanted to change and began working at the Texaco office in Bel Air as an acquisition specialist for 4 years and then moved to Florida with her family. Once in Florida, she began working at the Nortel Networks Caribbean office as a purchasing agent for another 4 years. In 2002, Donna moved back to Houston and began working for the city of Pasadena. In 2003, as a buyer too. Donna spent 5 years working in the purchasing department before transferring to the police department. She is currently working in the chief's office as a management analyst too. Donna has one son, Clifton Greer, who is 16 years old. Is Clifton with us today? No, he's in school. Okay, that's what I thought. Donna and I talked about Clifton quite a bit. Okay, if you step over here, please. Mike, do me the honor.
Yes, sir.
You've been employed with the Pasadena Police Department in this position since 2006. During your tenure, you consistently exceed expectations in preparing reports, purchasing items, and gathering information for the commanders within the police department. You routinely assemble and assist with budget analysis, product and vendor searches, and obtain accurate quotes for all divisions. Your foresight to determine the needs of this department and acquire the necessary supplies is impeccable. Although tasked with monitoring revenues and facilitating expenditures for the complex crime control district budget, you willingly accept further duties. These duties include assisting in procurement responsibilities for other departments within the city, including the City Marshal's Office and the City Fire Marshal's Office. Your personal knowledge and experience with complex accounting principles has proven to be an asset for the department and the community. Your commitment to the departmental goals has shown in the day-to-day interactions you have with various department personnel. On behalf of myself and my staff, I commend you and congratulate you for being the recipient of the Pasadena Police Department's Outstanding Performance Award. Congratulations. Excuse me.
No, I'm sorry. Here's a copy of the letter. Okay. That narrative doesn't describe all that Donna does, in talking about being proactive and talking about going above and beyond. I mean, I'm blessed with the people in the chief's office who do that day in and day out. They all deserve commendation. Okay, well, Police Service Officer Charles Boswell, please join me. Charles was born and raised in Pasadena, and he graduated from Deer Park High School in 2009. Charles was hired by the police department in February 2010 as a police service officer. Charles comes from a long family history of law enforcement service. His father, Kirk Bonsall, is a retired sergeant with the Pasadena Police Department. He's here with us. And he is currently working for the Harris County District Attorney's Office as an investigator. Charles' mother is currently working for the Harris County Precinct 2 Constable's Office as a dispatcher. He also has 3 siblings, of which he is the youngest. Was that hard on you? Just a little. Charles's brother is a jailer with the Harris County Sheriff's Office, and one of his sisters is also a police service officer. In 2012, Charles joined the United States Marine Corps Reserves. He has achieved the rank of Lance Corporal and is currently assigned to Charlie Company, 4th Assault Amphibian Battalion Station in Galveston. Charles, if you'll join me over here. And Chief Jackson will read the letter.
During the early morning hours of October 25, 2013, a representative of the Veterans Administration contacted the Pasadena Police Department in reference to a person who had threatened to discharge a military-style assault rifle at his former elementary school. Very little information was given about the suspect. However, the Veterans Administration software was able to capture possible grid coordinates and an internet provider address from which the person making the threats was located. Realizing the gravity of the threat, you took the initiative to contact Comcast Cable Company in an attempt to locate information which would provide a location on the subject who had made the threats. In an effort to obtain further information, you attempted to search the IP address on the internet, which was also unsuccessful. You then contacted the local office of the Federal Bureau of Investigation to obtain further assistance. While keeping with your assigned duties as the Channel 1 dispatcher, you continued to coordinate conversations with the FBI and the Pasadena Independent School District Police Department to ensure that the information was forwarded in a timely manner. Your actions contributed to the safety of all the children who were attending school in the area that day. As a result of your proactive actions, protective measures were put in place until such time as the suspect was identified and subsequently located at a motel in an adjacent city. You demonstrated a high degree of determination, quick thinking, and creativity in this situation. On behalf of myself and my staff, I commend and congratulate you for being the recipient of the Pasadena Police Department's Outstanding Performance Award.
Okay, you either. Charles. That microphone's scary to these people. I don't know. Melissa, come join me, please. I'm counting on you to say something. All right. Let me. Before getting to Melissa, let me just say real quickly what is most impressive about that. And not only was it good judgment and stick to itness and it makes persistence to make sure the job got done, but he was doing it all while still maintaining or doing his job as a number one mic position. That's quite a lot to put on someone. He did that in addition to his other responsibilities while dispatching calls. So that was very commendable. Thank you. Now, Melissa, I think you tried to outdo him, though, right? We're going to hear her story here in just a minute. Melissa graduated from Dickinson High School in 1996. After a semester-long internship with the League City Police Department, Melissa applied to the Pasadena Police Department and began working as a civilian dispatcher on June 16, 1997. Melissa's worked on all 3 patrol shifts and has had temporary assignments in data services as well as an administrative assistant to a patrol captain. Melissa is currently assigned to evening shift as a PSO supervisor. So, Chief Jackson, if you do the honors.
On the evening of November 22, 2013, an intense weather system passed through the Pasadena area and caused damage to the police telephone systems. The entire Pasadena Police Department's internal telephone system went offline, thus preventing incoming or outgoing telephone calls. You instinctively began to formulate plans that would keep communications operational. One option developed was to forward the Pasadena phone lines to the Deer Park Police Department and deploy a PSO to the Deer Park Police Station for the duration of the incident. The plan entailed the off-site PSO to communicate back to you through cellular telephone so there would be no lapse in police service. Furthermore, when the telephone technicians arrived at the police station, you assisted them and suggested alternative ways of continuing communications. Throughout the incident, you effectively communicated with your coworkers, supervisors, and command staff until the phones were restored. You demonstrated leadership by keeping a calm demeanor and a professional attitude. It was these attributes that kept the dispatch office focused on what could be accomplished instead of what they were not able to do. Your concern for the citizens of the community should be recognized. On behalf of myself and my staff, I wish to commend and congratulate you for being the recipient of the Pasadena Police Department's Outstanding Performance by a Supervisor Award.
You want to say something?
I want to thank my shift isn't here because they're working, but I wanted to thank them because they did really keep me as calm as I could be. I felt like I panicked a little bit at first, but they really did step in and help me with whatever I needed. So I definitely want to thank my shift.
Very well put. Thank you. I would tell you, Melissa was worried about getting the job done. She took care of everything. She put the plans in place before she even bothered to pick up the phone and call me. By the time she called me, she already had a solution working, so thank you very much for the job. Thank you for making sure the citizens came first, as we always talk about. Okay, Carl Williams, would you please join me, sir? And Carl is the definition of an overachiever. You're going to hear about his resume here in just a minute. Officer Williams was born in Houston, Texas. His parents moved the family to Pasadena while he was in elementary school. Officer Williams started the 36th Pasadena Police Academy in October 1981 and graduated in 1982. He served in all 3 patrol shifts. Officer Williams has been a member of the Honor Guard, the CERT team, a field training officer, a breath test operator, and an accident investigator. Additionally, Officer Williams spent 2 tours in the Narcotics Division as a detective for a total of 6 years. Currently, Officer Williams is assigned to the Commercial Vehicle Enforcement Division, where he has spent a total of 14 years. During Officer Williams' career, he's been named Officer of the Month on 7 occasions. He's been awarded the Meritorious Service Award 3 times, Officer of the Year twice, given the First Baptist Church Charlie Matthews Award, and the 100 Club's Officer of the Year Honorable Mention. Along with the numerous letters from citizens commending his actions over the years, Officer Williams and his wife Lucille recently celebrated their 33rd wedding anniversary. They have 2 married daughters and 2 lovely grandchildren. Officer Williams' favorite title right now is being called Paw Paw by Mr. Gabriel and Miss Caitlin, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Carl, if you join me over here, and we'll let Chief Ruger read you the narrative.
November 5th, 2013, while checking the area for suspects involved in a burglary of a habitation, you stopped a vehicle that matched the description given from the scene. Although you determined the vehicle wasn't involved, your many years of police experience caused you to take notice of 2 vehicle doors in the bed of the truck and investigate further. Your investigation revealed that both doors had the vehicle identification numbers removed and one of the doors had a broken lock. Further searching revealed an insurance card still in one of the door storage compartments. A check of the VIN revealed it belonged to a Chevrolet Tahoe, reported stolen by the Houston Police Department. A short interview with the driver revealed he had purchased the doors from an auto shop in the city of South Houston. You then contacted the Pasadena and South Houston Police Department auto theft detectives to assist in the investigation. As a result of your initial traffic stop and excellent observations, an active chop shop was shut down and an estimated $80,000 worth of vehicles and property were returned to their rightful owners. At this time, 2 felony charges have been filed and other charges are pending with the Department of Public Safety. On behalf of myself and my staff, I wish to commend you and congratulate you for being the recipient of the Pasadena Police Department's Outstanding Performance Award.
Just real quick, I'd like to thank the auto theft guys for responding to my phone call and coming out there and putting the guys in jail, and my wife and my daughter for coming. Thank you.
Carl, just a second. Here, let me give you a copy of that letter. Thank you. You know, that's an example of good police work there. Carl could have stopped so many different times, but he kept going, and that's a tremendous outcome. $80,000 worth of property returned to the rightful owners. Good job, Carl. Now, this is talk about teamwork. Was Sergeant Raul Granados, Officer Stephen Benj, Melvin Quintanilla, Douglas Buckert, and Nicholas Hurst. Please join me. All at one time. Come on, some on this side, some on the other. Okay, I'm going to read 5 narratives real quick. We've summarized them. So, I'm okay? No. Okay. Officer Hurst was born and raised in Houston, Texas. Nicholas Hurst was born and raised in Houston, Texas. He's been employed with the police department for 11 years. Officer Hurst has been a police officer for 8 of those years, and he graduated from the 58th Pasadena Police Academy in 2006. Prior to being accepted to the police academy, Officer Hurst served as a police service officer for 3.5 years. Officer Hurst is currently assigned to night shift patrol. He's married and has 2 children. Officer Officer Buckert graduated from Texas State University in 2008 with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Officer Buckert graduated from the 65th Pasadena Police Academy. He currently has 4 years of experience with the police department, all on night shift. Officer Buckert was recently selected as a field training officer, and he's currently married to his fiancée, Michelle. Engaged, I'm sorry. And he's currently engaged.
You did it backwards.
I'm trying to push it ahead, sorry. I'm sure she's anxious too. My mistake. Officer Melvin Quintanilla. Officer Quintanilla began his policing training in February of 2012 and graduated from the 66th Pasadena Police Academy. Officer Quintanilla has 2 years of experience with the Pasadena Police Department, also all on night shift. Officer Stephen Benj. Officer Benj began his academy training in February of 2012, and he graduated as a member of the 66th Pasadena Police Academy. Officer Benj has 2 years of experience, and he has also spent all that time on night shift. And finally, Sergeant Raul Granados. Sergeant Granados began his academy training in October of 2001 and graduated from the 52nd Pasadena Police Academy. Sergeant Granados was assigned to the Patrol Division, where he worked as a night shift officer and as a field training officer, bike officer, and CERT officer. After 4 years in the Patrol Division, Sergeant Granados was selected to join the Pasadena Police Department's Commercial Motor Vehicle Inspection Unit, where he served until 2009. 4 years later, Sergeant Granados was selected as a narcotics detective, where he participated in all aspects of narcotics trafficking investigations, reaching from McAllen, Texas to New York City. Sergeant Granados was promoted in July of last year, and he is currently assigned to the Night Shift Patrol Division. Sergeant Granados has been married to his wife, Susie, who was his high school sweetheart for 13 years. I assume you're married for 13 years, right?
I've known her since '88.
Okay. Additionally, Sergeant Granados is a proud father of 2 children, a 10-year-old Jasmine and 3-year-old Raul II. Sergeant Granados credits his wife with his success as a law enforcement officer. Chief Berger, if you can do the honors.
On the evening of January 24, 2014, the department received a call of a home invasion robbery in which gunshots were heard at the scene. Officers Benj and Quintanilla arrived first and secured the crime scene. Although the victim was injured, both officers were able to obtain information which indicated one of the suspects was known by name and sight. This critical information was passed on to the patrol shift. Officers Buckert and Hurst, upon hearing the information, determined they had arrested the suspect for municipal warrants only 2 days before. Officers Buckert and Hurst traveled to a potential address to search for the suspect. Upon arrival, they encountered 2 persons which matched the description given by the victim. Through further investigation at the scene, Officers Buckert and Hurst were able to obtain consent to search for the residence. Subsequently, Officers Buckert and Hurst located several items believed to be used in the commission of the home invasion, including a black revolver, mask, and zip ties. Sergeant Granados, who has extensive experience in interviewing and interrogation techniques, used this opportunity to develop the officers' investigative skills. Sergeant Granados assisted Officers Benj and Quintanilla in obtaining in-custody statements for this investigation. These statements ultimately led to the Harris County District Attorney's Office accepting felony charges against the suspects. All officers involved used good teamwork, skillful investigative techniques, and knowledge of their patrol beat to successfully close this case. On behalf of myself and my staff, I wish to commend and congratulate you for being the recipient of the Pasadena Police Department's Outstanding Performance Award.
Good job. Good job. Good job. All right. Josh, you want to get in this picture as well? Okay. Anybody want to say anything? No, sir. No.
We selected Benj, but he didn't want to do it.
They would rather face an armed suspect than this microphone. So, again, that's a great example of police work and pulling together. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank all of you. And if you would please join me in another round of applause for our award recipients. To all the family and everyone who came here today, and all the officers and other employees who came to help honor these people, thank you for coming here today to help show them how much their efforts are appreciated. And now at this time, we've got some refreshments, we've got some cake and some punch at least. I hope that you would take the opportunity to go ahead and visit with the award recipients, tell them congratulations, pat them on the back, and avail yourself of the treats that we have here today. Thank you again so much for coming.